About time for another Coach Life. As Mike Tyson famously said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. It's easy to know the way forward from the map, but when you're in the thick of it, how do you decide where to go when all ways look the same? How do you trust your intuition when all you feel is confusion? I'll tell you how. Experience. See, it turns out all the elders were right. You cannot replace wisdom with knowledge, and you cannot replace knowledge with information. So, experience teaches you how to feel through scenarios. It's not a thought, it's a feeling. You know, your heart and its electromagnetism is 10,000 times stronger than the brain. And you don't even know how strong the mind is. If you had a clear mind, or I'm assuming a lot of you do, all 8. I know most of you do, but this is the rare Coach Life, which is more general. Because I got a sneaky suspicion we're in the thick of it, and more people need to hear how to navigate. So you might say, well, Coach, I don't have much experience, I'm 12. How do I? And to that I would say, you have a universe of experience, even at 12. In fact, you might have more clarity with how your heart feels than me at 42. Your experience is connected to your truth. So 12 years is an awful lot of time to understand what feels right, what doesn't feel right, what feels forced, what feels flowing, what feels in accord with nature, what feels rushed. That's your navigation. Now, for those of us who are more mature, I say, well, yeah, that's not how the world operates. We're in society, capitalist society, America, or we're in damn near third world poverty or actual third world poverty. Whatever scenario you're living in, you might say, well, this is not the world that I live in. This is not reality. I say, it is. It's just the layers that are emphasized to you are overpowering, and that reality is, I guarantee you, if for 10, 15 years nothing happened exactly where you live, nature would continue to do what nature does and be abundant, and your city it won't look like what you imagine to be successful, but in terms of nature, it will be successful because abundance is natural. Don't let that. So, here's the Coach Life gem. In order for you to align with what's going on with today, in order for you to feel healthy, in order for you to feel complete, to feel whole, you have to tap in to your truth. Even if you are 12 years old, you know what intuitively feels right and what intuitively feels wrong. Making fun of somebody else to make you and your friends laugh, while in the moment it's exciting, you still can feel like, ooh, I feel a little sick to my stomach. Yeah. Truth. There's nothing wrong with having fun. You don't need to do it at somebody else's expense. There's nothing wrong with having rules and structures, but you don't need to impose them at somebody else's expense. We are all connected. So when one of us suffers, we all do. So I had a great build with Rose yesterday. Had a great walk to Union Square. It was a very powerful moment where I gave a scribe $5 because where he was positioned, where I was, it was perfect. It was easy, and he had like the old G cup, and he looked like he might be younger than me, but he had a lot of moles, and he reminded me of, like, you know, those like beautiful like grandma moles. And so when I gave him the change, he's like, "Oh man, bless you, you just made my day." He's like, "Oh man." Like, he said something that was real like what I would say, and I was like, "Man, you already know." We kicked off, and we started talking about how powerful it is just to be a human being nowadays. So try to be human. Coach life.